Hey everyone, it's Teddy, or JamesKisau on MTGO, coming at you with another Legacy video. Gonna play a league today, but I'm not playing Grixis Control for the first time on this channel. A little background for me as a Magic player. When I was first getting interested in Legacy, I had played some Modern, mainly Modern Jund, and I wanted to try a format that was a little higher powered leveled, something with a little bit more mana-based policing, like a Wasteland format. So I was looking at decks I wanted to try. I knew I wanted to do something kind of control, kind of mid-rangey. I knew I really liked playing Jund and Mardu Pyromancer. So the decks that I first looked at were Stoneblade and Miracles. Uh, Beyond that, I also knew I wanted to play Black. So sidestepping from there, I looked at a deck called Czech Pile, which was pioneered by a player named Tomas Mar, and that deck was 4 colors. It was every color but white, which also appealed to me because I don't consider myself a very talented white mage. And it utilized pretty much all the most powerful cards in Legacy at that time. It had Leovold, and what really drew me to it was Kolaghan's Command. Coming from Modern Jund, that is a card I love and love to this day. So starting from there, I tried that for a while, but eventually settled. We all know, I settled on Grixis Control. But I wanted to play green today. So starting from there, I decided to try and update some cards. And also, I just really wanted to play green. There are many green cards in the Legacy format that I have a lot of interest in that look like a lot of fun to play. Grist the Hunger Tide, Minsk and Boo, Life from the Loam, I absolutely love, Endurance, and Carpet of Flowers. And I figured we might as well play Uro as well if we're in green-blue and doing something the slightest bit slow. And I'm really excited to play these cards, because being in Grixis, I don't really ever have the chance to do it. Zooming out from there, I'm still kind of keeping the core of my deck intact. I've got Snapcaster Mage, Kolaghan's Command, Baleful Strix, Plague Engineer, Cling to Dust. I want to add another one of those, and a healthy amount of Lightning Bolts. But when I first started working on the deck, I noticed this deck has mana issues, lots of mana issues, because I'm not experienced in building a 4-color mana base. There's probably too many basics, but I'm just going to roll with it for now. This is going to be a bit of an experiment. And also, I'm just excited to play with some green cards. Oh, also, I'm not running Leovold this time. I figured we didn't need to be any more weak to Karakas, and we have Orcish Bowmasters, not really doing the same thing, but kind of punishing extra draw effects. But in a future iteration, I would love to throw Leovold back in there. That was what initially attracted me to the deck, was a deck running both Leovold and Kolaghan's Command seemed really cool. But we can still do things along those lines. Getting Grist back with Kolaghan's Command is on the bucket list, and if I don't do it this league, I will just reevaluate the list and make another video, because that is something that I want to do on this channel before I die. In the sideboard, I've touched on Endurance and Carpet of Flowers, 2 cards I've always really wanted to play with, but I can't because I play Grixis. Endurance, just on rate, a 3-mana 3/4 with Reach and Flash is an incredible body, incredible clock, but along with it, it has an effect that I don't really get in Grixis, which is putting someone's graveyard back into their library, which can screw up a Thassa's Oracle win. In that slot, I have Nimble Obstructionist, and that's about it. And also, Carpet of Flowers. I'm usually someone, in Grixis anyways, that I have to plan out my mana efficiency for several turns ahead. It's pretty tough. We don't get any kind of ramp, so I'm excited to play with Carpet of Flowers. And then the rest of the sideboard, I didn't want to stray too far from my Grixis deck, so it's pretty much identical. Got Meltdown, Red Blast, Opposition Agent, Surgical Extraction, Blue Blast, and Flusterstorm. The mana base, as I touched on earlier, this deck has mana problems. I can already see it, so I'll be just seeing how it feels, and we'll make some edits from there. I didn't even start with my Grixis mana base because they just seem so far away from each other. But I do, since I have a Life from the Loam, I want to just throw a Singleton Wasteland in there and also play with that card, because that's another card that I never get to play in Grixis control, and it looks really fun. And then Cephalid Coliseum is also something I want to synergize with Loam, and that was inspired by the similarly colored, but I think fundamentally pretty different Stryfo decks. Cephalid Coliseum alongside Bowmasters and Life from the Loam could be pretty significant, or at least another angle to play on. I think that's about it. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm not an experienced green mage in the legacy capacity. I've played a lot of green in modern. All the same, I'm really excited to give this a go. I think Orcish Bowmasters is a really good glue to keep a lot of these piles together. And we also have Force of Will, so how bad could it really go? I think the mana base is at the very least functional, and we'll have games that are not non-games. We'll get to play. So I hope you stick with me. Hopefully I don't screw up too much, and let's get after it. Alright folks, welcome to the video. This hand looks pretty good. I got a Ponder, I got a Force of Will, I've got a Thoughtseize, I've got a Brainstorm, and a nice spread of mana. That's probably pretty weak to Wasteland, but let's see what we can do about that. Misty Rainforest, but no play. Could be Storm. Could be Control Mirror. Another Force of Will. I definitely want a Thoughtseize, but the question of which land to run out is a little interesting. And if I'm up against a Wasteland, I think I'm going to want to protect my blue source with a hand like this. So let's lead on Bayou. Okay, we're up against Allurin. This is the second time I've featured Allurin on this channel, and it's not really a deck that I've run into with any regularity in the last 2 or 3 years. So I think that's pretty cool. They have pretty much their combo rolled up, Cavern Harpy plus Allurin. I don't want to take Uro. It seems correct to just take Allurin here. Even though I do have Force of Will, I don't want to depend on that. And they'll probably get to it pretty soon with this Uro around. Sorry about that, just had to hide the taskbar. Alright, they're going Forest Go. New recording setup, you know how it goes. Orcish Bowmasters, love it. Let's just chill. Maybe we can pick off one of their dudes. It doesn't seem really relevant to fire it in for an Uro trigger. We're not really racing. And they got 2 basic forests, that's interesting. And basic island, so they're playing full basics over there. And Uro, yeah, I'm not going to Bowmaster that trigger. Although if I'm just playing at the end of turn anyways, there's really no reason not to. Gotta pressure the combo deck. Even if this is technically a more over-the-top version of control that I'm used to. Alright, they're gonna float in one of their deltas. That makes sense. Let's see if we can come up with one of our 2 Cling to Dusts. If not, I might have to force this Uro, which would feel pretty bad. Between this delta and the delta still in hand, they'll be able to come up with their necessary escape cards. Baleful Strix, cool. Let's start with Brainstorm. No luck there. Land number 4 could be good. I'm inclined to probably put back K-Command for later, as well as one of the Strix. Let's play Scalding Tarn. And get Tropical Island. Now let's Ponder. Oops. There we go. No, we do miss on Cling to Dust. And Spell Pierce is not going to be able to be held up there. Okay. Let's still put it in hand so we can double force. Then attack for 3. Got another Uro front half here, sure. Perhaps making our army token a 3/3. And we're getting that trigger. And they put a Windswept Heath in. They're working with 3 unknowns in hand. Not running out the Cavern Harpy makes sense. And then a swamp for turn. So they have a lot of lands. A lot of basics too. Aether Channeler. I'm going to let that one go. Even though that is part of the combo with Cavern Harpy and Aluren. They're going to bounce my army, sure. I just don't think I can force it. Rainforest, let's see, there is a Taiga on top of my deck, which I probably don't want. I also want to keep pushing damage, and they probably don't want to lose either card in their hand. So let's shock Raven's Crime. I do not have the right mana for that yet. This will take some getting used to. And I have double green already, and double blue, so we're looking pretty good. Doesn't really matter what I get here. Taiga or Volcanic Island. I'm gonna get Volcanic Island. Got all the blue I can. Raven's Crime, shock. We'll leave up blue-green, just make them think about Veil of Summer, even though it's a card I've never personally registered. They lose the Cavern Harpy, so either they have 2 or they have a card that's even better than Cavern Harpy, which is pretty nuts. They can pay for Spell Pierce on Aluren now. A bit bad. Yep, can't beat it. It's getting forced. There's a Bayou and a pass. Really looking to come up with something good off the top here. Land. We'll be treading water for a turn with a hard cast force, and then probably just start playing Strix and stuff. But somehow we've kind of been ground to dirt here. Uro's pretty good at that. Maybe we'll find our own Uro, because they are pretty flooded over there. They're going to brainstorm. Yeah, that can happen. Wouldn't mind a little more pressure on board. I feel like if we do counter the next Uro, we might have the onboard tools to just aggro them out. They've flooded pretty hard. Not to mention, brainstorming from 1 can give you a lot of difficult decisions. So we got a 3-turn clock here. It'll be a little faster if we find some reach. Like K-Command, yep, that counts. So should I make them discard here? They'll be at 1 If I shock and then attack for 4 next turn, it's tough. If I knew there was a blue card on top of my deck, I'd just play Baleful Strix easily, no questions asked. That being said, it's a little risky to do that. I think we'll have the time. If we can successfully counter Uro, and then they can't refire it because they don't have enough cards to escape, we're in pretty good shape. Ponder. Okay, this is the 1 damage I think we need. They're not shuffling. That is concerning. Recruiter of the Guard. And they still have blue, blue, green, green up. I guess I let this resolve, huh? Maybe I just need them to spend more mana. Are they going to get Aether Channeler? Oh, they're getting another Recruiter. Okay. Yeah, it's a good way to stay alive. And now they're going to cast Aluren. Okay, so I think we got him here. Can just make them discard. Yeah. Let Aluren resolve and then play Baleful Strix. You discard Shock there. Hope I'm not missing something. And then if something crazy happens, we can still counter Uro next turn. Cool. Against Aluren, I think Opposition Agent is great. Red Blast, yes. Maybe Carpet. I definitely want Surgical Extraction against an Uro and combo deck. It would be nice to have another Plague Engineer, but we don't. Let's cut Thoughtseize, Wasteland, 1 Force, Fable, 1 Uro. And Loam is tricky. It can get incredibly grindy since they are an Uro deck, but they are also a combo deck. So I think I'm good cutting Loam. I think I want that Force back. I think I want that Thoughtseize back. I think I'll cut Shieldred's Edict since they are a Recruiter deck. I think they're going to have some stuff they don't mind letting go of. Actually, I still think their fair plane is scary enough that, or maybe they could be on Bowmasters. I imagine, well, the black is probably for Cavern Harpy, but they probably have Bowmasters too. I think most decks are running it. Or on the draw, oh yeah, on the draw I do want Spell Pierce. I'm just going to cut a Strix, and we can reevaluate. Strange hand over here. We do have Cling to Dust though, which is a grinding machine, and Plague Engineer against Aluren, which is very potent, and any blue card gives us a force. We have a draw step, and having stable mana in this deck seems like a pretty big draw. Okay, didn't really need another land, but thanks. It's possible I should have brought in Endurance, actually, just because they are both an Uro deck and also a smallish creature deck. Endurance just seems like it lines up super nice. We can reevaluate. So they fetched out a Tropical Island main phase, but didn't cast anything. They could be just getting ready for a Brainstorm if I ever fetch, so they don't get Bowmastered, which is a totally fair thing to do because I just drew Bowmasters. I'm so happy my opponent is celebrating K-Command and not making fun of me for it. I feel like it used to be such a powerful legacy card in the Old days of Czech Pile. Maybe I'll call this video Czech Pile. Kolgon's Command Leovold. Let's get a... Oh, Bloodsteinmire does not get Tropical Island. That is important. Important to notice. Let's get... I don't have any green cards in hand yet, so maybe I just get my Green-Xis colors. No, but I do want double green if it comes up. The hand is pretty black. Let's get Bayou. Bowmasters is in there. Is it going to eat a removal spell? No, we're going to get 3 triggers. That is pretty nice. But we got to be careful because Allurin can just kill out of nowhere. And they're looking at a lot of cards. Right now they have 9 and they'll put back 2. Then they can shuffle and us without Force of Will. Arrows flying everywhere. Basic Island, sure. I don't think Allurin is incredibly dependent on drawing cards outside of the cantrip package, so I'm glad we can punish on this axis. Alright, so this gives us a blue card for Force. I think no matter what, I'm playing Scalding Tarn right here. And they could have Bowmasters of their own, which would make me want to probably second main a Plague Engineer if this baits it out. I don't think I can afford to Force of Will a Bowmasters. I think generating a 4/4 is just, it's good enough. The dangerous thing about this, though, is that they can play an Allurin. Then I won't have Plague Engineer to mess up their combo. Although I think they might be able to win through Plague Engineer these days. Back in the day, you could ambush them by flashing in your Plague Engineer on Harpy or Beast. So that is something to think about. We have that as our pseudo Force of Will. I'm kind of questioning all my decisions now. Let's brainstorm instead. If we don't come up with a blue card, then shame on me. But we do. And there's also a basic forest. I think basic swamp is probably the worst land here. After that, I'll put back an island. Or this could get Tega. And then do we have basic island, and I think we're going to be set on mana. Let's try and take him out. Alright, they're making a land drop, and now they're passing. So maybe they were kind of dependent on that Bowmasters being gone. If they were counting on that, we might be in good shape. Get a Tega. Another Brainstorm. In that case, let's play Misty Rainforest. Now I could play Plague Engineer first, put it on Orc, and that would kind of guarantee safe travels here, but I just think, like I said earlier, it's going to be more impactful as a disruption piece. Something's happening. Petty theft on army token? Sure. We can slow down a little bit here. Abrupt decay on Bowmasters? Yes, that also happens. So they spent a turn stabilizing, which I think is good for us. Let's see if we can find a Haymaker. I don't mind Pyroblast. And I can put back a Ponder. Now let's grab Tropical Island. I think I need to shuffle this. Land number 5. So if they get to resolve a Lurin, we have Pyroblast, Plague Engineer, and Cling to Dust to try and stay alive. There it is. There's no point in Cling to Dust right now because I don't have a blue card in hand. That's it? That's all they're gonna do? Well, I guess they can do it all at instant speed from now on forward, so... Yeah, if I draw Minskin Boo, I'm gonna be sad. Bowmasters? Okay. Feels like we have some play here. Grixis control is always weirdly okay when there was an Allurin on the field. Yeah, they can do that for free. Can only block flyers, though. Ooh, Leovold? Jeez. Don't like that. I'm going to try and Pyroblast it. Hooray. It's possible that they're just kind of valuing. Do that. Shoot Borrower. We're still a control. Hot diggity. 3 more triggers. Doesn't mean we're going to survive. Maybe I was supposed to Cling to Dust there and look for another Bowmasters, just try and... Well, that wouldn't even take them out. They've got 3 cards. Maybe Plague Engineer can win it for us. We'll see. It's going to be close. They're going to pass. Okay. Force of Will. Sweet. And us with the perfect 5 mana. And I think Plague Engineer can likely invalidate maybe one of their cards. Like this one. Once this triggers, we can shoot it. I should know this most of all. As a hardcore Baleful Strix gamer, I've had to change a lot of my life. Yeah. We're getting the GG. Well, the maiden voyage was a success. I'm excited to play the next round. Welcome back to round number 2. Check this out. We're against Stryfo. This is most intimidating, but I'm gonna do my best here. We have a very Grixis hand, so we'll give it a shot. Probably assumes that I will be on Grixis, and it's gonna look that way for sure. Okay, no surprises there. He is playing Czech Pile. Not a lot of great choices here. We're both on 2 landers. Stryfo does not usually play Wasteland, so we're safe in that regard. Dak Faden is a huge part of the deck's engine, so it's possible I should take that. However, Brainstorm is giving him the most early mobility. I think it's between Brainstorm and Dak Faden. Lightning Bolt lines up really nicely against Minskin Boo. I can't really pressure a Planeswalker, though. I'm going to take Dak. We'll see if it pays out. Rainforest go. Cool. Oh yeah, sorry if the game sounds were incredibly loud last turn or last match. Still getting used to the new recording setup, but it should also result in much better quality. Alright, let's ponder. These are all great. If I can just slam a Grist next turn on the play, I'll be feeling pretty good. Let's hide that on top. Although, yeah, I assume he's going to Brainstorm next turn, but maybe not. Yeah, we could play more KG. But I think if I can just take that 3-drop Planeswalker and slam my own, could be pretty strong. And then we'll look to kind of just, maybe we don't need that 1/1. Drown in the lock. We'll see if he finds a land or not. Brainstorm, yep. Never used to see this line, but now that Bowmasters is around, it's kind of the move. Okay, they do find a land. They're holding up possibly Drown in the Lock, which unfortunately is on after I use this fetch land. They also have Shieldred's Edict, but maybe we can get them to burn that on a Bowmasters. We can learn a lot about the hand contents from this brainstorm. Kolaghan's Command and another land is pretty cool. Still can't really protect this Grist. And maybe, although if we can just K-Command back the Grist, that's pretty sweet. Definitely want to be prepared for a Minsc and Boo next turn. And maybe Drown is just a little clunky. We could also just put Plague Engineer on Hamster, but that does not line up well against Punishing Fire, which is one of the deck's signature cards. So yeah, I think Drown is the pitch here. We could also continue to be KG. It's kind of best if he makes the first move, but I just don't think he will. I'm definitely the less experienced green mage. And also I'm already like 4 minutes behind on clock. I doubt he'll tap out for Minsc and Boo, but let's see if it happens. Cool. Sure. There's Minsc and Boo. Let's get a Vol. Yeah, I can't get Tega, which would have been ideal. Hope to dodge Force. Of course they have it. And I'm just going to go to the next game. Alright, let's get Flusterstorm, Surgical. Not only is it good against Uro, but it's super good against Punishing Fire. I like the idea of Endurance. And I imagine he'll be bringing Carpet. And I think, well, our top end is pretty similar. We got Uro and Minsc and Boo in common. Let's get Pyroblast. Got some Force of Wills. We just can't really afford to have that as part of the value loss. Less interested in Spell Pierce and Thoughtseize. Yeah, a lot of the 1-for-1 stuff that's not hyper efficient doesn't feel very impactful. Wasteland seems cool though. Trim a Bolt. And on the play, I guess we'll go down to 1 Force. Yeah, I think we can make this work. We'll be looking for more lands. Definitely looking to get Underground Sea off this. Ponder over there. We draw Endurance, cool. And very important to not fire the first Bowmasters here. Okay, looks like we're missing a land drop. So they didn't want the last card off Ponder. They got a Grove over there. More Snapcaster Mage. I'm sure we'll hit a land next turn. I guess I'm discarding Snap. And a Ponder. No Shuffle. Well, we're going to discard anyways, so what the hell. Bait that Punishing Fire. Just want to say, I don't think this is a good play. Definitely want to be Bowmastering the Bowmaster. Yep. But at least it's a quasi 2-for-1 until they just get it back for free off their land. Force this. Pyroblast, okay. Just getting absolutely destroyed. By a more experienced green mage here. I don't want to waste anyone's time. Let's just go to the next game. Welcome back to round 3. Gonna try and bounce back. It was a very humbling match last round. But I want to keep trying to play green, so let's keep at it here. Hand seems pretty chill. Wasteland for some disruption. Spell Pierce can probably keep us alive. I'm pretty sure this player is known for combo decks, but they also just kept 7, so we'll see what Spell Pierce can do here. And then we got Fable the Mirror Breaker. Okay, yeah. Vault of Whispers, I'm pretty sure can only really mean one thing. Black Saga Storm. And I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to just Wasteland here. They're also going to run out of diamond. It puts us a turn further away from Fable. Okay, another land. Great. But it's also really scary to let them have any kind of resources. Ooh, Entomb. Fascinating. Well, if they go for an Echo and they don't have like another mana source, which they probably will, but maybe they won't. Oh, they sure do. Spell Pierce looking pretty bad now. But our hand really sucks, so wouldn't really mind an Echo so much. Might as well make them sack their stuff. Looks like they're on like a Bowmaster Shieldred Wheel deck. And we got spun into Force of Will, which is sweet. And also Plague Engineer could hopefully line up well against a all-in Bowmasters type thing. Yep, there they are. Making our next turn pretty bad, but I don't really want to force them when they can have much splashier plays coming down the pipe. Just in case we get wheeled again, I'll play the thing with the most possible colors. I wonder what they go for off Saga. Just LED, maybe? Lightning Bolt is also in this deck. Fascinating. Could be for that extra reach. Another Chrome Mox. I think I will force a Shieldred here. They pitch Cabal Therapy. And they're passing. Spell Pierce is back again. Well, at least it's a free pitch to force, more or less. Now let's round out all our colors in case of another Echo, and then just get these Bowmasters out of here. Can't see this Plague Engineer locking them out for the duration of the game, though, because I'll probably have to trade with a Construct at some point. These things are going to arrive pretty large. Although we do have K-Command. And if Baleful Strix can do some work against it too, that would be great. Lion's Eye Diamond, yep, I thought so. I'm going to take 6 once. Oh, speaking of which, that's awesome. Strix might just straight up be better though, then I can also, well, I don't know actually. Drawing cards is pretty cool. Making them discard could be pretty cool. I might actually be in the market for taking another 6. Just trade one for Strix and then K-Command the other one. They have 3 cards though. I think if they had 2 cards I would be K-Commanding, but for now I'm going to just play this Baleful Strix. Hold up Brainstorm. Ooh, Snapcaster Mage. I guess can chump an emergency. But is hopefully going to do some Snap K-Command stuff. There's an Echo. Echo, meet Force. This time I'm pitching your ass, so you're never coming back. Oh wait, what? They had another one? How did I not notice that? Alright. Well, I guess I'm going to shuffle away my K-Commands. I feel like crying. And us without a force. The good news is that we did open up a wasteland. Okay, that's really bad news. Probably just dead. Do they have a black source? No, okay. Yep, here's a block. We'll go to 4 against the wasteland, or against the lightning bolt deck. They probably have Bowmasters in hand. We have Force of Will, though. How do you like that? Let's blow you up. Feels so good. Maybe I'll become a Wasteland gamer. I think... Do I just have to Thoughtseize, though? They're a combo deck. I think I do. It feels so silly, though. I'm glad I did. Now let's get Strix back. Or probably Plague Engineer, honestly. Even though it's more of a mana investment. Yeah. I can't live in fear. Oh, but they have Shatter Skull Smashing. That is kind of a mana investment, though. If I find Cling to Dust, I won't live in fear of a top deck Bolt. That's kind of cool. And I can still Force of Will, which would put me dead to a Bowmasters. Let's see here. I have Snap K-Command available, but then I'm not really pulling ahead. I think I just need to play Fable. Try and make something of myself. Try and live my life. And no one can really tell me what to do. Well, dead to Bowmasters. Can't beat a Shieldred. Okay, they have LED. Their last card is Shatter Skull Smashing. 3 Echoes in exile. Sometimes these decks only play 3. Let's ditch these lands. Okay, maybe I should have held on to that basic island. So now I think I want Cling to Dust more than anything on this world. I'll take Drown in the Loch though, and Force of Will. We just might get there. I can hardcast Force, and that might be more prudent than taking Drown. I guess there are some worlds in which Drown cannot counter something. It can counter Shieldred right now. Yeah, let's take Force. Draw Drown next turn. And I guess there's no reason not to play this Delta. It gives us less raw materials to move around with Brainstorm. They keep them coming with the Shieldred. I wonder if they're on 4 Shieldred, because if they're not, we might be safe from that card. Alright, now we have a Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. I imagine they're just going to straight up hit this with Shatter Skull Smashing, but if they don't, we could really cause some havoc here. Now let's see. If they draw... Am I supposed to counter Shatter Skull Smashing? If I don't, and I play Plague Engineer instead, it could meaningfully affect the clock. Right now it's 4 turn if I drown the Shatter Skull. I think I'm just going to leave Brainstorm up, leave all my effects up. There's so many things that kill us. Burning Inquiry. That seems risky for all parties. But it's not killing me. It's not really doing anything. Sure. End up with Force of Will. They lost a lot of stuff. They ended up with a Glimmer Void. Okay. Cool. That was probably as good for us as it could have been. Grist. This does not gain life. It's not a drain. It's just a straight up they lose life. So yeah, I'm just leaving up Force of Will once again. Kind of wish I had Drown in the Loch, but here we are. Get a bunch of treasure. Entomb. They could get that like dragon. Do they have the dragon? They could also just be getting the final echo. I'm quite nervous about letting this resolve. I mean, next turn they're just top decking again anyways. I think it's worth going down a treasure to Brainstorm here. There's Cling to Dust. Cool. So we're not just dead anymore. Let's see here. I think I need the mana. So I could play Bowmasters and copy that, and that's a little more damage. But we have lethal next turn anyways, and I just want as much mana as I can get. We have the potential to gain 6 life here. Shatter Skull Smashing. It is unfortunate that it's going to take us off lethal, though. Well, unless we find Lightning Bolt. Okay. And since I'd like to live my life in peace, I am going to just gain 3 life right now. Don't have to worry about them top-decking Lightning Bolt. They gotta worry about us top-decking Lightning Bolt, though. Oh, okay. I guess they were out of outs. Let's get some Red Blast. Or maybe Blue Blast. Definitely Flusterstorm. I think Endurance looks pretty good too. Definitely Meltdown. Surgical Extraction. Opposition Agent for Entomb. It seems like they're... Oh no, they have Lightning Bolt. So maybe that's not super effective. I also don't really know if I like Pyroblast against Echo decks. Usually that's really the only thing you're going after. It's not really a blue deck. They just can generate blue from Lion's Eye Diamond. But let's definitely cut Loam. And some other grindy stuff like Grist. I think I can trim 1 Uro. Well, the Edict I think has to stick around. They're like a 4-Shieldred deck. Thoughtseize good. Bolt against the Bowmasters. Although I think I can trim 1. I got my own Bowmasters. And then without losing too much blue cards, I think I can probably cut the 2 Strix, and Fable, just kind of play full control and win with chip damage. Because they are kind of trying to set something up a little elaborate. And we might be wheeling a lot, so we definitely want all our free spells. And none of our sorcery speed stuff. Heavy artifact focus, so I like Kolaghan's Command. Minsk and Boo is just such good top end, but maybe that's only for the play? Sure. Spell Pierce looked pretty bad there, but it should be kind of... Maybe it's just not as good in the meta anymore. I kind of threw it on a whim, honestly. I don't really want to trim a land. We have 22. I'm going to cut the Colosseum. Double Force. 2 lands. Ponder, Brainstorm. What more could you want? They take a mulligan to 6. That really does not mean anything for a wild combo. So we'll keep our guard up here. And they're starting with Vault, Lion's Eye Diamond. Meltdown would be absolutely insane top deck. Show it to me. Dang, okay. Well, let's ponder. I keep doing that. Bowmaster's good. Good against the wheel deck. If they wheel, none of this matters, right? Yeah. Nothing matters. It just depends what you want to pitch to force a will. And as much as I don't want to lose 2 Snapcasters, Entomb, sure, I think that is probably just where we want to be rather than pitching Brainstorm. Let's see if they have the double Echo again. Defense Grid? Ah, that's not fair. Force you. And they're not firing. Okay. They are being very cautious. Play the Mire here. Those constructs are coming in pretty large. 3-3, then 4-4 with a second construct, and then 5-5. Cabal Therapy. Ugh. I mean, yeah, sure. They'll probably name Force of Will. Then we always have the chance of brainstorming into our 3rd one. Oh, they named Brainstorm. Okay. Nothing over there. I think we just cast Bowmasters here. Off of a... Let's see. Badlands rounds out our colors. So I guess I'll get that. Badlands does not flashback Uro, though. Important to note. This is a Bowmaster's Mirror, and it's pretty bad to cast the first Bowmasters, but it's also... K-Command is an amazing draw. A combo deck, so they probably are going to be reluctant to wheel until they get Bowmasters off the field. Now, the bad thing about this is that, well, I guess it doesn't matter that much. Are they really going to sacrifice their Land's Eye Diamond to create a construct? I don't think so. Alternatively, I could destroying Land's Eye Diamond doesn't really do anything, so they can just get another one off Saga. So I am just going to wait. And just in case they get any ideas about getting Pithing Needle or something, let's do this, and let's get Underground Sea. I think it's the best land in the deck. Another diamond, that makes sense. Triple diamond, okay. Bowmasters, yep. Oh, crap. Yeah, that's bad. Well, you're going to be allowed to wheel, but you're not going to get Giant Army off of it. And let's see, I guess I should be just destroying a diamond. Make them commit on that. It doesn't matter all that much. Yeah, the other mode is almost inconsequential even. If I had all the mana in the world. Yeah, I guess the best thing to do is just make them commit to a color that they're not sure of yet. Although they probably have some... Oh, what am I talking about? I'm going to destroy the Volta Whispers. Sometimes you forget that your opponent's land is an artifact. There we go. They'll probably name Force of Will. There it goes, and here comes a wheel. There are other card in hand with Echo Veons. It's fascinating. Yep. No force. We just gotta hope that they don't really have the resources to get off the ground here. But there's a Saga. Pretty rough. I was really hoping they'd spin us into a Meltdown. Shieldred, pretty bad. Especially when we're going to be taking 14. And they're gaining 14. Ooh, look, it's Meltdown. So I'm basically looking for Shieldred's Edict or Grist, which I cut, so okay. Tough stuff. I feel like there was a point where we really navigated to a stable state, but then the Echo didn't really help us out and helped them out quite a bit. Who knows if they even still have Lightning Bolt? Didn't see a single one. And Echo seems so important to their plan now that I might just want another Red Blast. Strix seems entirely unimportant to ours. But would I really rather have a Red Blast over something that can really end the game? No, I think Plague Engineer is just not impactful enough. Their Bowmasters are practically a combo piece. I'm not convinced they have a really strong mid-range plane anymore. Gonna take an Uro back. No lands, gotta ship it. No lands again, or, well, that's really rough. All lands in a Snapcaster Mage. I'm not gonna win by going to 4. Oh. Hydro Blast. So we're ready for a Wheel of Misfortunes, basically, and not much else. Defense grid, not doing anything anyways. Let's see what Ponder can do for us. Meltdown looking good. If we survive. And Gate Command as well. So let's see if we can dodge for a turn. And another Saga. So we probably have to wait a little bit. And maybe Gate Command can keep us alive. So they're just floating mana off that Saga, declining to make a construct. Another defense grid, sure. So we're pretty much guaranteed to have this Meltdown resolve at least. Knock out that Glimmer Void while we're at it. Or they can make a construct in response. So I guess now I will take Force of Will at this point, I think. Let's light it up. Grab a Tega. Oh, I can't off this land. So let's grab... I want to have double green eventually, so I guess I'm just double fetching now. Still not really used to the fetch lands here. Let's get Bayou and Tega. Set them up the bomb. X equals 2. Yep. Here comes a little construct. And now I'm feeling a little better. If we must, Snap Meltdown exists. K Command should be able to also destroy both constructs, which is kind of cool. They're grabbing LED. And Saga number 3, okay. It's a lot to fight through, but I bet we can do it. Land number 5, okay. And yeah, there's no way I don't just K Command right now. Let's destroy target artifact and deal 2 to the construct. This will take out Glimmer Void. And hopefully they can't make more constructs. I haven't seen a single soul land yet. Vault Whispers, cool. How about an Uro? Lightning Bolt, sure. Entomb. That is a little frightening. Can I really afford to force this, though? I think the answer is no. Yep, there's an Echo. Held off the constructs at least. LED, yep. Wheel of Misfortune, Hydroblast finally showing up. And they are not going to Echo. Cool. With another snap, I think I'm good to just melt down for 0 here. Put them to 0 permanence. Unless they have like a flash artifact.
Hammer Void does seem like a bit of a liability here. I wonder if it's really that much better than like Spire of Industry. We'll have to ask Weebonella, because the dude gets results, but so do we. And we take down Green-Xis Wheels, putting us back at a positive record. Let's keep fighting.
Welcome back for my inaugural league, playing Green and Legacy. Well, since the Oko days anyways. Looking at a pretty strange hand here. But the combination of Lightning Bolt for early interaction and a late game hammer like Fable the Mirrorbreaker makes me inclined to keep any blue card off the top. And we're just chilling. I've been noticing maybe some sound inconsistencies on my audio interface too, so sorry if the audio is a little weird in this video, but I think the much improved video quality and lack of choppy lag is going to be a net positive for the channel. Watery Grave shocked in. I think we can probably expect this to be Death Shadow. And this pause makes me think they're scamming a Grief. Yep, indeed. They had a Thoughtseize though. Alright. If they're trying to go coast to coast with this thing, they're probably a little disheartened to see double Lightning Bolt. And the hand would look pretty teamer, or Green-Xis if it weren't for this pairing of lands here. And they're taking Fable, so yeah, maybe looking to play a longer game. No Reanimate. Something that occurred to me that might make this deck a little more smooth is the inclusion of Lorien Revealed. Maybe if I revisit the archetype, and I think I will, I'm having a pretty good time. Aside from getting just thrashed by Stryfo, it's been a pretty fun time playing these cards, even though I haven't cast a single Uro yet. I think I cast Grist once. Might just have to record this video again, just because I'm not really showcasing the green cards. Just do a series of on Czech Pile. Okay, here comes Troll of Khazad-dûm getting Swamp Cycled for Underground Sea, and they'll pass. If they're on Shadow, and Shadow is a big part of their plan, their math will have to include these two Lightning Bolts. Brainstorm. I think I'm going to do this now before they untap and have two up for the old Bowmasters. And I think I'd also like to continue playing around Wasteland. Having 4 mana next turn sounds pretty sweet. Brainstorm. When I brainstorm, finally I get to play some grindy shit. I'll probably just put Bolt Loam on top. How about let's go Land Loam. I absolutely love the idea of fair life from the Loam. I mean, Loam is always pretty fair. It feels unfair in like lands decks, but just the card advantage it generates feels so impactful. Okay, in their upkeep they Swamp Cycled Troll of Khazad-dûm, a second one, and now they will Brainstorm. So they shuffled away some stuff, and they're looking at a lot of cards, that's for sure. Still not under any pressure though. Ponder, okay. They likely have a pretty sculpted hand at this point, but unless they want to force Uro, I'm going to ramp next turn. Underground Sea. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Stack them like that. put in the Bayou. And I think I'm just going to loam back that Scalding Tarn. Even if I don't get it back, it's not really a big deal. Just kind of looking at... Oh, that's right. I put 2 in there. Yeah. Let's get them both. They're dazing that. That's fine. Brainstorm number 4. If their hand isn't just absolutely perfect right now, then Brainstorm doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Wasteland. They might take me off double green here. That's what they do. It does make me want to dredge loam. Because I'm still not under any pressure. We could just grind. We'll get Bayou, UC, Scalding Tarn. Cool. And I'll play out Scalding Tarn. Protect that double green. Hold up double bolt. If all goes well, we'll have an Uro next turn. And they're passing the turn. Could be a Sauron's Ransom. We'll have to see. No dredge. Baleful Strix looking cool. I think I want to keep... Well, Loam kind of already did its job. We got a big old 3-for-1. But it can fuel future Uro. I think I can usually count on there being some kind of land to recur. If we find our own wasteland, that's just money. Let's get Tega. Let's go blue, green, green, blue. Now we're not holding up black that way, so let's go like that. Yeah. Fable goes, Thoughtseize goes, Scalding Tarn goes, Delta goes, and then cool. We can leave around Bowmasters and Life from the Loam. Uro's in there, that's great. No dredge. Do I put in the Coliseum? I think I just put in Underground Sea. And then I could play Baleful Strix, but I think I'd rather have a pitch for Force of Will. If I just get one good attack trigger off this thing, I think we're in good shape. I'm not sure what kind of removal these decks usually run. Definitely Bowmasters. Okay, they're Shocking and Watery Grave. They're hard casting a Grief. I could just force this. I think I'm going to force, and then I might even have lethal next turn. Attack with Uro, then double bolt. Then if they have to... Okay, yeah. That's a really cool thing about playing green, is having a 6/6. Let's get the Red Blasts. Super efficient. Let's get Flusterstorm, Surgical Extraction. We didn't see a single reanimate, but I'm pretty sure they have it. Then I'm going to go down to 2 Force of Will. Got the Coliseum again. Maybe it's just not really what the deck wants. I thought it looked like a really fun inclusion. Strifo influenced, in fact. But yeah, maybe it's just not where we want to be. Oh, we're only on 1 Gleam to Dust. I didn't realize that. I usually never leave my house without 2. But let's cut Thoughtseize. They are a Wasteland deck, so maybe we don't Wasteland the Wasteland deck. They can operate so well on so little mana. And I'm probably not looking to set up like a Waste Lock. Definitely want Life from the Loam. Definitely want Plague Engineer and Grist and all the Uros in the world. Minsk and Boo, we can cut that on the draw since they are a dazed deck. Daisy deck. Sometimes I cut also some sorcery speed stuff like Fable or Grist, but I think I'm more inclined to cut the Spell Pierce here. Well, I'm on the draw. No, Spell Pierce stays, and I'm going to cut Fable. As far as haymakers go, I think slamming a grist on an uncontested board is better than Fable. They've got bowmasters and stuff. No lander. Fortunately, they're also mulliganing. Ugh. I don't know. I really don't want to mull to 5 against Shadow. We have a draw step. The problem is this basic forest. You gotta be kidding me. I've never seen this happen before. We're going to 3 because we can't find a land. Alright, we're still on 1 land. What in the world is going on right now? I'm glad I'm recording. No one would believe me. Alright. Unbelievable. I think that's the first time that's ever happened to me in my life. Yep. Now, because they put the evoke trigger above the discard trigger, if we did have a surgical on hand, we would have been able to grab that grief before they could make this play. What'd they pitch? They pitched an Orcish Bowmasters for that initial evoke. Alright, I guess we're just waiting to make a bunch of land drops, which we probably can't do in time because this grief will be dealing damage. Not to mention, I don't know how we're going to get enough cards in our yard too. Sure. I feel like I've been smote by God. I don't think I've ever taken a mulligan to 3 before. I mean, I have, but not because I couldn't find lands. Not really looking for anything specific against Death's Shadow, just kind of a good old-fashioned mid-range mirror. Okay, their clock just got a lot more significant. We got a land. So what? We need this land doesn't even escape Burrow though, so I think we're in trouble. We were in trouble before the game started. Yep. I personally would have done that pre-combat. Okay. Well, there are lands, but I think I need Lightning Bolt. It's a 2-turn clock. Okay, let's get out of here. That was dreadful. Let's forget that ever happened. Grab Minsc Boo and cut a Force of Will. Thoughtseize on the play is kind of interesting too. 21 lands should be plenty. Take the play. A nice normal hand. I love it. Keep. The mana's a little awkward. Well, I think in my experience it feels like Volcanic Island might be one of the less good lands. But I think I do want Basic Island and then Ponder, look for my land drops. Although with this hand, Volcanic Island looks pretty sweet. It's the kind of hand that really can't afford to get hit by Wasteland though. Okay, it's going to be a problem if we happen upon green cards, but for now, Grixis hand with Grixis mana. Watery Grave shocked in, Thoughtseize me, that's fine. Lightning Bolt is the take. Are they just looking to push Death's Shadow really hard? Then I think they would have taken Baleful Strix. So maybe they want to... Or maybe they didn't think I found black mana. I'm going to play Strix in any case. Now we are through the cards on top of my deck. I have Surgical for free interaction, and I think they would have dazed there if they had it. But maybe not. Maybe they just want a Bowmasters. Polluted Delta and pass. Okay. we're drawing wild this turn. Bowmasters. Probably the best draw. It also feels good having a red blast up. A lot of their scariest cards are like counter magic options are obviously blue, and then also Murktide Regent really messes stuff up. Alright, no surprise there. That shoot me. And let's just deal with that. Hopefully they were relying on some cantrips to make everything happen. It's also not unheard of to extract Bowmasters. It really gives you an edge in the Bowmaster mirror, but I also would rather counter an actual card like Reanimate. Although them taking Lightning Bolt with their Thoughtseize turn 1 makes it maybe seem like they have more than one Bowmaster. They're also going to Swamp Cycle this, so if they want to try and reanimate the Troll, we do have that taken care of. Brainstorm into my Bowmasters. Maybe they're like supercharging a Death Shadow. And we don't have Baleful Strix either. The sequencing is a little curious though, because maybe they wanted to cycle the Troll second so that they could shuffle away some cards they didn't want. But we'll see. We end up with a 4/4. And we get to take out their army. And they have Death Shadow. I wish I could force this. I am going to try and Lightning Bolt that, but I'm going to do it around days. Or maybe I just... No, I don't attack first, because then they can just take it, and then I can't bolt it. Kolaghan's Command is even better. So yeah, I need full information if I'm going to make a line like this. So let's extract Bowmasters. They do have Daze and Murktide Regent. Okay, so definitely not going to be K-commanding. Second Death Shadow is rough. I don't think I can afford to attack. A land drop would be sweet. But yeah, if they play Death Shadow next turn and I find a land, I can K-command. If they can lower their life total, then we're in some trouble. Ideally, they just play Murktide Regent. That gives us another turn to find like a blue card for force or a land. Yep. Not upset about that. They do know about the Red Blast though. Spell Pierce. That's actually not that helpful. Oh wait, yeah, it's a blue card for force. That's good. Okay. This gives up on counter magic. So their last card is... Okay, so I can actually check Death Shadow with Baleful Strix. So I am going to Spell Pierce that. It would be punishing if they found yet another Daze. But for now, I think we can just really pressure them. Yep. Oh, another one. Shieldred's Edict, okay. I wonder if they'll attack with both. I mean, I don't think they will. Yeah, let's just see what they do. If I need to force something, I can always return Strix to my hand with the K command. They're going to attack. This line would have been more gotcha if the Strix was already on the field, and then you block that one, and then they don't have one to block from the Edict. So I think we're forced to just actually take this hit. Then if I draw Drown in the Loch, I can just swing in for lethal. They're not doing anything. I guess I'm going to Edict then. No. I'll have them discard. Brainstorm. Okay, yeah, that would have been pretty risky. Ponder. Looking good. I like Uro, and I really like Snapcaster Mage because of Lightning Bolt. If they drop Plague Engineer, we're still not dead, we'd go to 1. Or I could just be safe and play Edict and have Force of Will. And they still can't attack, I'll just chump and swing back. And then maybe I just want to make a land drop. Get ahead of days finally. Sure. Maybe they'll sacrifice the untapped one on accident. Although I do really want to see this game play out. Okay, that didn't happen. I suppose the safest line next turn, though, is just snap, Shieldred's Edict, force whatever they drew. If it is impactful, they don't attack, so no bluffing. Yeah, we'll just do the right thing. Don't have to worry about Bowmasters. It is Daze, our old nemesis. That is exactly lethal. Alright, cool. I would have felt pretty bad if we ended up losing this match because Game 2 was one of the most crazy uncompetitive things that's ever happened to me on MTGO. But I think this matchup just keeps getting better for me. I was pretty bad at it when Bowmasters first came out, but I feel like I'm learning the rhythm a lot better now, and it's getting closer to where it was pre-LOTR. Not to mention Uro just went absolutely nuts in Game 1, but this game was just mono Green-Xis cards. Pretty cool. Alright, one more match to go. Welcome to the final round here. Hand looks fine. We got Thoughtseize and Ponder and Bowmasters. We'll be fighting for that 4-1 record. I think the league is already a huge success, being 3-1, dropping only one match to Stryfo, who is a master of these non-white control decks. So I think that is okay. Now we can round out all our colors by getting Underground Sea, and that is also just kind of the best land in the deck I've found. See what's going on over there. Tainted Pact, Muddle the Mixture, Snapcaster Mage. Fascinating. So they'll probably be looking to win all at once. So I think we just take Tainted Pact, take the combo piece. I imagine this is a Thassa's Oracle deck. Play Thassa's Oracle, trigger on the stack, then you Tainted Pact and exile your whole deck. I think this also means that your deck is Singleton. I could be remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's part of the deal with Tainted Pact. Pluto Delta is a great draw because now we can actually cast Drown in the Lock. And let's hold up Bowmasters. Next turn we'll probably look to Ponder, hopefully drawing yet another blue or black source. Snow-covered swamp, yep. And even if this is a Bowmaster's Mirror, I don't think they can have more than one in their deck, so let's get Tropical Island and fire in the Bowmasters. Start pressuring the combo deck. Pressure their cantrips, or anything that draws a card. Ponder number 3. Let's do it. Brainstorm, Brainstorm, Lightning Bolt. Okay. Let's put Lightning Bolt in hand. And then Ponder. And probably shuffle this. We end up with Strix anyways. And then pass holding up Lightning Bolt. We'll ponder again next turn and see if it comes up with something that can end the game more quickly, like Uro or Minskenbu or Grist, or just more interaction like Force of Will. Something somewhat expensive getting cast here, it looks like. They're going to transmute and muddle the mixture. Yep. Commander staple. Grabbing Thassa's Oracle. Okay. So they can, in the future, Thassa's Oracle, then snap Tainted Pact. That is a line. But now Drowning the Lock is on. Another bolt. It's almost like we didn't even shuffle. Did we? Yeah, I shuffled all right. Bizarre. Let's attack first. Now, show me something good, please. I mean, I want a land drop, but everything else just seems so bad. Can I afford to shuffle, though? If I just miss on a land, and then they present a win and I don't have Drown in the Lock? Unacceptable, right? Plague Engineer could have some relevant stuff, but I was really hoping to at least find like Cling to Dust or Force of Will. We're getting kind of close to being able to burn them out too with 2 bolts and a K command. So yeah, I guess I'll just take the red source. That was a 6 mana line that I outlined when I was talking about Thassa's Oracle, Snap, Tainted Pact, so I think I'm just gonna shock Raven's Crime here. Just constrict their resources and see if I can steal one out of nowhere. It's innocuous enough that they might not counter this. Yeah, they drop a Snuff out. That's pretty free for them to do. Play an island. And somehow I only have 1 black up. There's Snapcaster Mage. I could just counter this, right? Is that what I need to do? They have 2 unknowns in hand. No, I don't think I can. I think I need to bolt it. And they're targeting Tainted Pact. Sure. Alright, bolt Snapcaster Mage. I want to keep Bowmasters around. And maybe they just won't cast it. Or maybe they will. Do I counter it if they cast it? Ooh, Sunken Hollow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let this go. That would be funny if I just lost though. So now they just exile their whole deck, and then they play Thassa's Oracle, and then I hopefully counter it. There's Force of Will. And Force of Negation. So the odds of them having a free counter spell are kind of low. But we'll see. They had a Cavern in hand. Okay, I punted that. I've never seen this deck before. But now, we've all seen it. Drown the Lock, so yeah, they are a singleton deck, but they get to... Oh no, they have more than 1 Oracle. Stern Scolding, Misdirection, so really just kind of rounding up all the best blue and black cards in the format. Strix, Orcish Bowmasters. That applies to land as well. That's so crazy. Yeah, they're not playing many lands, are they? Or they drew most of them, it looks like. Okay. I think we can do this. I wish I had my Nimble Obstructionist, though. Let's get Red Blast. Opposition Agent. Endurance. Finally get to bring in Endurance. This is like the card I was most excited to play with. Surgical Extraction. We could just get him with the old I mean, yeah, they're playing Snapcaster Mage too, so we'll also get Flusterstorm. I don't think it's a carpet matchup. It's definitely not Plague Engineer if they only have one Orcish Bowmasters. If they have some juke in the sideboard, then they deserve it. They're spiking the meta pretty hard here. I have really no experience in this matchup at all. I was aware of the combo at the very least, but I just don't really see it played. Bolt we can trim, cut one Uro, cut the two grindy bombs. I think I can go down to just one bolt here. Cut the Edict as well, and I guess trim a K-Command too. We'll just rely on Minsc and Boo and Uro to bring the hammer down on that. Hand looks good. We'll just pass with a red blast up. They're keeping 7 over there. Fascinating. Dark Slick Shores. Uro, I like that. Pass with our interaction up. And then I'll probably actually brainstorm at the end of turn. Just try and set up a land drop off Uro so I can continue to interact. Alright, they don't want us to brainstorm. That's fine. Ponder. Ooh, Minsc and Boo. Yeah, I think I just keep all this stuff. Except maybe Strix. Ponder most important of all, though. Then we'll pick up Minsc and Boo next turn. Shuffle. Ponder and hopefully see 2 lands. Get an Underground Sea here. No such luck, not even 1 land. Jesus. I do really like Opposition Agent though, even though it might be a little late. Alright, let's go like this. Unfortunate. Sauron's Ransom. I'm gonna red blast that. Liliana, the Last Hope. That card is really good against me. Especially since I cut the Shieldred's Edict. But I should be able to pressure it. Pass the turn here. Yep. Curious what they might have here. Let's fire an Opposition Agent. They can transmute and all that in response. Stern Scolding? Alright. Yeah, they're rolled up, that's for sure. Ponder. So I really want that land. Bowmaster is also good. Keep Liliana off the ultimate. And I also want to cast Minsc and Boo, but that would be putting the shields down. So let's go like that. Play a Scalding Tarn and just chill. Still got Flusterstorm for a Tainted Pact. And then if we surgical those, hopefully they just can't combo us. But we gotta do something about this. If Liliana gets the emblem, then we're kind of screwed. Get the Bowmasters. Yeah, if we had been making land drops this game, I think it would be entirely different. Liliana up to 7. And they have not been making land drops either, so that means they probably have just like a handful of interaction. Not good. Definitely put 1 damage there. Sweet. Then shuffle. Let's get, we want double green, right? So Tega. It would be nice to have more black. I guess we don't really need it. Cling to Dust. That's pretty nice. Attack Liliana. cool. I mean, they'll probably just pick off Bowmasters, which is too bad. I guess I'll play Uro. More Bowmasters. So now we can Cling or Flusterstorm. There goes our Bowmasters, yep. Consider, sure. They like the card. Portent. I can get them with a Bowmasters. That means another turn of no Minsk and Boo. But I think that's just where we're at. Don't want to get comboed out. And then they did not use Portent's ability. I think that means they don't shuffle. Let's get the Bowmasters in there. And this might mean we can take Liliana out. Ooh, Endurance, nice. Now I'm feeling a little safer about the combo. Fatal Push. This is totally worth a Flusterstorm now that I have also Endurance. I think the army token also beats Cut Down at this point. All right. It's funny how this used to be such a big part of Grixis control, and it's probably one of the best cards against Grixis control. Working with a lot of X1 creatures here. Somehow we dodge. So now we have Snap Flusterstorm. Wasteland looking cool. I'd rather have it as a mana source, I think. There's a basic island, sure. They might be thinking about a cantrip here. Okay, they got Tainted Pact. Casting Surgical doesn't really seem to do anything, so I feel like it's all going to come down to this fight. I could Snap Fluster. They'd be able to pay for that though, so maybe I just build some Storm. Building Storm seems like the way to go. They have 6 cards in hand. Let's start by hitting Sauron's Ransom. No more spells there. Yeah, I could Surgical. If I Snap Fluster, then that's 4 copies. So they could pay for 2 face up right here, and then they'd need 2 counter spells to get that to resolve. Probably better than just burning a Surgical. I could also Wasteland. Nah. Rather have that for Cavernous Souls. Well, Snap resolved. That's amazing news. And we're putting Flusterstorm on the stack. Okay, they're not going to fight over it. I guess I should Wasteland now. Cycling on Earth, sure. Pluto Delta. Snapcaster Mage. Target Tainted Pact. This is what I was talking about. Surgical. Misdirection. Exiling Spellseeker. Now it's targeting my Uro. Fortunately, that does not work. Okay, so do I Endurance this, or do I just wait until they actually play the Thassa's Oracle, I wonder? Then they'll have most of their deck exiled. Then they'll have like a Liliana, though. I think I can beat that with this board state, though. Okay. I could be wrong, though, you know? I don't have a lot of experience here. I'll feel a lot better if we start seeing, like, Force of Will and Force of Negation get exiled. Flusterstorm's gone, at least. That's a tough one to beat. Force of Will, okay. And Cavernous Souls. I'm not seeing Force of Negation, but I guess that doesn't matter, because I'm counting on Endurance to make it happen. Ooh, Force of Will. That'll be the first option, I think. And then, yeah, I want to keep Bowmasters around. They don't even want to block. Alright, we'll force that. They have another one, sure. Let's Endurance. Target you. Your devotion is 3. And I think that's it for Tainted Pacts. Hopefully. I have no idea what's in their hand. I didn't get to look because my surgical was misdirected. Polluted Delta. Well, I'm gonna fire Uro in anyways. Green, green, blue, and should I leave up Rug or Rub? Or I could leave up Bug. I think if I draw Lightning Bolt, I only have 1. Thoughtseize is pretty good. I think I'll leave up Grixis. Here comes Uro. Spell Pierce could be good. We'll see. And then attack with the Arc. Damn. Just completely disrespecting Lightning Bolt. Either that or they have like another like misdirection type thing. Cool, we got there. Thassa's Oracle sure has a lot of twists and turns. The amount of decks you can play it in seems to be limitless. Baleful Strix felt pretty bad there. It's not clocking very quickly. We're not holding off any kind of attack. They're just all in on that combo. So I can see Kolaghan's Command being better there. Carpet can give us a lot of mana. I don't know if mana is really what we want to have in this matchup though. Shieldred's Edict, definitely want that. Didn't realize their mid-range game was so good. But luckily we were able to get through that Liliana. Then Opposition Agent can really hurt their consistency because it looks like they're using those cycling effects. Yeah, I'm down to go down to 1 Strix here. I think our blue card count is still robust enough. Well, let's get after it. And yeah, we got multiple levels of protection here. 2 lands. See what we can do. Another Ponder. That is awesome. Let's get Tropical Island here, round out our colors. Ha, did it that time. Wasteland looking good, I think. Also Red Blast looking good. It's all looking good. I don't know if I want to Wasteland them next turn though. I'll keep the option open. Then we get another island after that, because Wasteland might just be necessary to cast Minskenbu, even though it's our green card for Endurance. Yeah, we'll see. Sunken Hollow. Dark Slick Shores. I'm not going to Wasteland until I see them stop making land drops. So let's ponder. Another Pyroblast I think is just fine here. But we need the Brainstorm in hand. So we'll keep shuffling that island to the bottom here. Liliana, I gotta force this. I can't beat it. Cool. Alright, you're up. Do I just slam Minskenbu here? It feels a little risky. They could go off in response. Is Red Blast really going to stop them from going off anyways, though? Endurance might be. Let's see if I can draw a green card or another land. Just anything. But we're kind of playing draw-go here. Snapcaster Mage, that's a good one. Stern Scolding. This is worth it. Oh, they're really fighting. Now the good news about this is that now they don't really have like tons of resources. I mean, I believe there are many 3-card combinations that can win for them. Or 4-card after their draw step, but yeah. Now the real question is, do I just give this a shot? I think I'm going to rely on Pyroblast a little more than I should. Should I get Bayou? Yeah, I think so, right? No, I need to be a red. So let's get Volcanic Island. And cast Minskenbu. Pact and Negation. Oh, they can pay for it, though. That taps them out. Jeez, what a weird position they've put me in. So it's like Time Walk. But then I'm just not winning the game anyways. Alright, we got Minskenbu. Let's plus on Boo and swing for 4. Oh, never mind. Fatal Push. If their last 2 cards are Oracle Tainted Pact, then we kind of just gave it up here. Although they did have Pact and Negation. Oh, no! It's exactly what I said. And they had Pact and Negation anyways. They just exiled an Oracle. Oh, it's a value pact. Okay. Well, they found something they wanted. Oh. And now they just need to look for... what's it called? Cavernous Souls? If they play around Force of Will anyways, but maybe they just won't. They seem to be going kind of slow. Okay. Brainstorm, okay. Flooded Strand. Snapcaster Mage. On Blue Blast, okay. So they're playing control here. Gotcha. Well, I'm glad they didn't just go for it. And now Endurance is like kind of a real threat here. K command, okay. That can get back a Snapcaster Mage and have them discard. Fetching out Watery Grave, yep. More snap. Cool. I kind of really want a green source. I feel like I'm scared with that one. Minor misstep. Okay. Try again next turn, I guess. They drew a land. Cool. Green source. Nice. Okay. Feeling just fine now. Let's just try and push damage and win here. Surprised they take the block. Oh wait, no, they don't. Sorry. Excuse me, opponent. You don't know about this K command. Boom. Target K command. Raise Dead, Raven's Crime. In my opinion, this is when this card is at its most powerful. Muddle the Mixture, sure. That was a good draw. Ponder, great draw. Bowmasters, great. I stacked that wrong. I should have put the fetch land under that, so I wouldn't have to draw yet another land. Because I don't have Cling to Dust or anything like that. But I feel pretty good right now. I've got 4 power on board. That is a 3-turn clock with this lightning bolt. Maybe I should just cast Endurance. That would be lethal, but that would lose to certain things. I don't think I really have time to like nail spell them. Okay. I think that means I should do this, right? I don't know. It seems kind of rash. We'll have the same outcome or the same opportunity next turn. Consider, yep. Ditching the Flusterstorm makes sense. They are dead on board. There's a Nile Spellbomb activation. Because, yeah, I think they do need to look for something here to stay alive. Clearwater Pathway. Lorien revealed. They'll go to 1. And they don't really have a lot of mana. Alright, cool, we did it. I think we had a very successful league there. We went 4-1, which is a great record. We only lost to Stryfo, who is definitely a more experienced every color but white mage than I am. I know in the deck tech I stress that the deck has mana issues, or it's kind of perceived to have mana issues, but I didn't run into it too much this league. Although I think Cephalid Coliseum is probably not where we want to be. 22 lands feels pretty good for a deck like this. We have a top end we want to consistently hit, but I wouldn't be opposed to trying 21 lands the next time I make this video. I think Spell Pierce can go as well, and then we can just kind of augment our answer suite, because I think our threat suite was great. I didn't feel like ending the game was too much trouble. I want to have a little more experience with Minsk and Boo as well, because I know when it's played against me, if I don't have Lightning Bolt, it can really run away with the game, and we didn't really get to play with it too much. But I'm very happy with the way this turned out. I'm excited to try this again in the future, because there are a few things that I mentioned that I didn't get to do, like I never got to raise dead a Grist off of Kolaghan's command. Maybe a reanimate package could be cool, but I don't want to overstuff the deck. I think just having 4 colors in general, you can afford to have a few sub-themes in there. Like the core of my deck, I think, will always probably be like K-Command, Snapcaster Mage, Cling to Dust. Baleful Strix felt a little underwhelming. I think Orcish Bowmasters is really good glue for this deck. I never got to play with Carpet of Flowers either, but we didn't really hit a matchup for it, except maybe Stryfo's deck, but then we didn't really feel like we had much time to breathe there anyways. But yeah, this is all stuff I'm going to examine more in the next deck tech that I make for a deck like this. But for now, I am just going to sit on this, and yeah, I think probably next week you'll see more Czech Pile. It was super fun. Until then, see you later, everyone. Hope it's a good one out there.